Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. Today we are going to do some art batt drum carding. My plan is to diz this off the drum carder at the end into roving. And I will show you how to do all of that. During my glorious 10 days off, during my holiday break between Christmas and New Year's, I'm looking towards the future events. And thinking, you know, Valentine's Day, I was kind of in the mood for a pinky purple. And I was thinking, you know, nice little Valentine's Day, maybe something with, you know, about the roses, all the light colored roses, and then a little bit of green here for a stem. So what I've done is I've pre-measured this and made it into 3 flights for the drum carder. I am not sure what the total weight's going to be at the end. Basically, each one of these was between 26 and 27 grams, and I just divided them into thirds, all of them, with the exception of this. This lovely, shiny, shimmery stuff here is snow on the mountain, and it's basically nylon, but it gives you a nice little sheen. And then this is mulberry silk comb top, which is going to give us some nice shine. This is Color Pop, which is the, you've seen me use this a million times. I love this stuff. This is the Peruvian wool with the viscose neps. And what else we have? Oh, we have this, which is bamboo rayon. The rest is all merino. Oh, wait, this is Cormo and silk, and this is from Tamarack Farms. All the rest of this is from Camash Fibers. And I am ready to roll here. I have my drum carder set up on the 4-to-1 ratio, which is the smaller wheel is what's recommended for carding batts. Make sure that your packer brush is engaged. When you diz from the drum carder, you want to put everything on in solid color layers. I'm going to go ahead and put a nice base layer down. I think this was sort of the order I was thinking. I wasn't going for progressive, I was just kind of trying to interrupt it with some white. I think I'm going to do the pink as my base layer though, and kind of go from there. So my plan here is we're just going to fill this and again, you know, I'm taking a piece here that's, oh, you know, 5 to 6 inches long, and I'm just laying it here, and I'm not going to push it, guide it, touch it, don't hold the ends or anything like that, and it's just going to go onto the carder. And same thing with this. Just going to put this second piece on here. And I'm going to put all of this pink on. And I'm just looking at my carder, and I'm just looking to see if there's any like major bare spots. And I do have one right here. So I'm just going to put this piece here. The edges for me, I always try to stay away from the edges because I don't want things to get clogged up in the gear. And so that tends to be a bald spot on my drum carder. So I'm going to fill that area with some fiber. And this is a burnisher, and this is from Cleans and Cleans. I love this thing. Mary from Camash Fiber Arts, I took her drum carding class, which is amazing, and she used this, and I really like it. I'm just compacting that first base layer down, and that's going to make it a little easier to take it off the drum carder. And so I'm just going to add all these things on here in a layer, and then I'm going to paint this on in between as I feel I want to. I'm going to do the same thing with the Color Pop. Touch more white, so I went ahead and pulled out this lovely Shetland comb top. Look at that, it is gorgeous. So put some of this in here. This was just a little sampler. And I think we'll just try to divide this up into thirds. and then add this to the other one here. All right. This also has a lovely, lovely sheen to it. And when you're cranking your drum carder, you want to turn the handle not too fast. And if you plan to dizz this off at the end, you want to make sure that when you're painting something on, that you stay parallel to, parallel to the pins. You don't want some of the techniques you go back and forth like this, which is super cool. And when you're going to take it off as a whole bat, that is absolutely awesome. But if you want to dizz this off, which is what I'm going to do at the end, you don't want to do that, or else you won't be able to dizz it off because the fibers will be going across, and you won't be able to pick them up through the dizz. And next up is a little bit of this, and I'm just going to do a touch of this because I'm going to do this in between a couple of other layers as well. So I'm just going to do about, a couple of inches, and then I'm just going to fluff this out. And you'll see this go right on to the drum, and look at how cool that looks. You see all that? Oh, I love it. Just going to burnish it down. And now I have those cute little pops through the white. That's exactly what I wanted. And purple. And now I have a little bit of this green bamboo that I'm going to put in here too. And I think that green is going to look really nice with these lighter colors. And again, this is just going to be a pop of color in here on this lighter layer. And when you talk about how do you know when your drum carder's full, the maximum amount is going to be, when it gets to the, not over the pins, but close to the top of the pins. However, you will be limited by the space also here where the drum carder hits the front on the Ashford. But again, that clearly the pin's clear. So as long as you're less than a millimeter below the pins, you could probably pack it on pretty full. The most I've ever really gotten on this one is 3 ounces comfortably. I think what I'm going to do is on my white layer, I'm going to make that my tweed layer too, just to kind of break up my straight up white. And if anything does get caught on your liquor in, you do want to take that off because it'll just keep spinning around and getting everything caught on it. And what I do is I just lift up the end, and then as you turn it, it'll just come through. And I'll just stick it back on the drum carder. If you turn the wheel too fast, if you card too fast, when you take your bat off, you may notice these swirls in it, and that means that you've just turned the crank too fast in most instances, or possibly you have the pins, the distance between the liquor in and the drum might be a little off. Yeah, this is gonna look good. I don't know, something about color pop. I just love it. Now this one I left a little longer, and you can see that it's because I left it so long. I knew that was going to happen. I got it on my liquor in. I said usually nothing sticks to my liquor in, but today I'm going a little fast. I'm going to paint some of this snow on the mountain on here. I love this. So this is what I call the icing on the cake layer. It doesn't matter as much when you're dizzing because you're not going to have like a top layer, but I'm going to put this snow on the mountain here. And that is going to be painted on to the drum carder. And again, especially with this is nylon, so this is really long, stretchy fibers. You really, really want to make sure you stay parallel to the drum carder for this. I'm gonna get out here on the edge. I'm gonna add the silk and the tweed. I'm gonna put it all on here. This is gonna be a really nice shiny layer. I'm gonna add some more of this color pop. Now we are going to Diz this off the carder. What you need is a Diz. For this one, I don't think it matters if it's a flat one or if it's a concave or convex, but there are definitely different sizes and shapes. This is my favorite one for the drum carder. It is a ceramic one that I got on Etsy, and I love it. It feels nice in my hand. It does what I want it to do. And you need a threader, and we're going to just take the packer brush here and flip it up, rotate the drum so that the doffer tab is here, and then I'm just going to lift up a little piece of this, and let's get that whole bottom there. And you're going to start off with a small piece. This is about a 1/4 of an inch or so. And I'm using the larger hole on my Diz, and I'll put the threader through. And then to do this, you're gonna push pressure with my left hand. I'm pushing down onto the pins. With my right hand, I'm drafting up a little bit as I slide this down. So I'm trying to keep this right on the pins as I go. And if you take too big of a piece when you start, you'll notice that it'll get really fat and hard to pull through. That means you started with too big of a piece. I'm just going to continue to keep this on the pins and pull a little bit of drafting and slide this down onto the pins. You're just gonna, I think of it as kind of like pulling up and then rotating the drum a little bit. And I'm holding this right down onto those pins. And you can see that I'm not leaving anything behind on the drum carder right here. As I've got a nice good start. I'm getting all of my layers. Now I'm coming to the bar, so here I'm gonna go the next round. If you just try to stay straight, you're gonna run out of fiber and it's gonna break. So here we are so far. And when I come to this, here, I'm going to just ever so lightly change the pressure away from where I've just did. So in my perspective, it's to my right. And we just keep going around. And I'm just pulling and pushing, trying to keep this as close to the pins as possible. Short little, I'm not gonna pull big, long piece through. It's more of a short burst here. We're keeping this as close to the pins as we can. And it shouldn't be super hard to pull through. Usually what I'll do is let this kind of go over my hand so it doesn't fall back onto the drum carder and get tangled on it. And here we are coming back to the metal bar again. And I'm leaving a little bit of pink behind. Let's see if we can try to get that bottom layer. Once you start losing a layer, it's kind of hard to get it back. You can see for the most part my drum carder is clean here. I'm not leaving any of that layer behind. Now I had a little bit where it was leaving behind, but now I'm back on track. Oh, look how pretty. That is lovely. Watching this in real time is kind of boring. And here I am crossing the bar again, and still my drum carder is nice and clean. I'm getting all of my layers up, and pink was my base layer, so I'm definitely getting that fairly symmetric and up off of the carder. Now as we get to the very last row here, it might get a little thinner because I didn't pack it as thick on the edges. That's why I didn't get all this on this edge either. I was kind of losing the bulk here. So I'm not getting that tighter fit through here, so I'm not getting as good a pull, but it'll be fine. It's gonna look great. Looks like I'm still getting my bottom layer, which is the pink, so pretty happy with what we got here. And here we are up to the end. It's gonna go around until everything is off. I just have a little bit of pink here at the end that was on the carder, but it's still coming, so we're just going to keep doing it. There it is. Ta-da! I love this. This is very satisfying for me. Let's switch to my pile here so you can see me wind it. Oh, here is the drum carder, and you can see I did leave a little bit here, but all in all, it's almost all clean. So there's a little bit left on there, but not a lot. Here's my end, and I'm just going to wind this up, getting all the snaggy things out of the way. And you can make this into a little nest and store it like this. If you're just storing it, you don't have to braid it or anything. In fact, braiding it compresses it. And you know, if you have the room to just store it like this, it's fine. And I just love this one little tiny pop of green that goes through, and that'll be through all those layers when you spin it. Looks beautiful. I'm going to finish the other one, and then I'll show you all three of them when I'm done, and we'll weigh them up. Here we have the 3 finished bats, and I am loving these. So let's see what we ended up with. And I just love the little peep of green in there. I'm almost wishing I would have used more. Let's see what we have here. So this one is 79, and this one is 81 grams, and this one is, this feels heavier, 84 grams. So let's see, when we say 79, 81, so that's 80, 81, 60, 240, yeah, so what's that put us at? That puts us at 244-ish. How many ounces is that? 8 something, 8 point something. I think it's close to 9, 8 point, let me do the math. So that is 8.6 ounces of beautifulness. That is going to be fantastic. I'm already dreaming of spinning this up. I just have to come up with a name. I was thinking about Valentine's Day. It's, you know, like the pinky purple. I didn't want to go full on red. I think I'm going to call it Love. Hope you found something useful. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Until then, spin happy.